to it. It's Hibs against Hearts. Let's join David Provenant first. Ian Crocker.
Thank you, Jim. In recent times, Hibs have ruled in the Scottish capital. Can they continue their dominance under new management? Not surprisingly, Bobby Williamson sticks with the side that has served him well in his 2 games in charge. 19-year-old Gary Caldwell, on loan from Newcastle, has impressed at the back. 18-year-old Gary O'Connor has impressed up front alongside veteran Craig Brewster. Ulrich Larsson and Tom McManus are long-term casualties, but the Spaniard Paco Luna makes the bench after 5 games out with a knee injury. Eduardo Hurtado drops out of the 16.
Yeah, no real surprise. Bobby goes 4-4-2 in, and that really is the way that he's set out most of his teams during his managerial career. And having watched him at Livingston last week, the back four did hold a very good and disciplined line across the back in that game. Of the midfield, Matthias Jack, the most likely to sit goal side of the ball, with Arpignon on his left, O'Neill on his right, encouraged to get forward and support a front pairing which were simply fabulous at Livingston last Saturday. Gary O'Connor providing the pace and the mobility. Craig Brewster gives him a target, he takes the ball in superbly. That really is a promising partnership.
Well, Craig Levein makes 2 changes from the side that lost at home to Dundee United last week. The 2 Stevens, Fulton and Simmons return in place of Graham Weir and Thomas Flogel, who's going back to Austria Vienna at the end of the season. 18-year-old Rob Sloan keeps his place in midfield. Canadian international Kevin McKenna is pushed up front alongside Ricardo Fuller, with Scott Severin switching to the back. Kenny Milne is on the bench. He's been out for over a year after breaking his ankle in an Edinburgh derby.
Yeah, I think given the aerial threat of Craig Brewster, perhaps no surprise that Craig has moved Scott Severin back in there beside Stephen Presley to try and counter the threat of Brewster in the air. A midfield 4, and I think young Robert Sloan will play right out on the touchline. Simmons less so on the other side. I think Simmons will tuck in and make up a 3 beside Gronlund and Fulton. And as a front pairing, as he suggests, Kevin McKenna being pushed on tonight beside Ricardo Fuller. Fuller desperately needs a goalie, but certainly worth the admission money.
Well, this could be the last Edinburgh derby of the season unless Hearts can haul themselves back into the top half of the table before the league splits. Hibs would love another derby. Hearts would happily pass on that. All we see is De La Cruz, who has only scored twice for Hibs, but both goals came against Hearts here, thus ensuring hero status for the man who'll be going to the World Cup with Ecuador. 18-year-old Gary O'Connor has scored in the last couple of games. He's fast making a name for himself after recovering from a broken bone in his foot, which kept him out for much of the season. Ricardo Fuller has struggled with knee problems since the turn of the year. Only this week, in fact, has he been back training fully. He's on loan just now, and in the shop window, Hearts won't be able to afford a £1 million fee wanted by his Jamaican club, Tivoli Gardens. Now, Kevin McKenna looks equally at home at the back or up front, but it's a striking role for the Canadian tonight. And the man in charge on Derby Day in Edinburgh is Willie Young. Some people seem to think it's his last season refereeing at this level, but he does have a few more years to go yet. Hibs are second from bottom and rather thankful that Doom St Johnstone have been so bad this season. Hearts have slipped to 7th in the table. How Edinburgh's mighty have fallen. Hibs would quite like to keep Hearts with them in the bottom 6 when the league splits. Edinburgh's finest in the bottom 6 at the start of the season. Nobody would have imagined that. Stevie Fulton didn't take long to get involved. It was hoisted on by McKenna, but it's covered by Gary Smith. We expect the usual fast and frantic start to these derbies. Harvey trying to get in, but De La Cruz was there, looking to get on his way, and this man can motor. Ronman going with him. It's been a bit up and down so far at Hibs for De La Cruz, who was signed before the Copa America last year by Alex McLeish, and did rather well for Ecuador in that tournament as well, of course, as helping them to the World Cup finals for the first time in their history.
I think he's a Bobby Williamson type of player as well, Ian. Bobby likes it, his wide players to get down the outside and get forward as often as possible. And that is certainly where he does his best work.
Severin's header. Here's Gronlund, the Finnish international. Up into the air by Matthias Jack, who's been recalled to the side by the new manager. Presley's header. Ricardo Fuller chasing, but Gary Caldwell didn't look too comfortable, but got away with it.
Didn't get it at all, the pass back. Fuller almost in.
The flag will go up.
I think we might see a few of them tonight. Hibs defended so well at Livingston last Saturday, kept a very solid back line and got themselves up the pitch as often as possible to make the game a bit shorter for the midfield players.
Rejuvenated Hibs looking for 3 wins out of 3 under Bobby Williamson. Hearts owe their fans a performance here. Not that too many of their fans are here today, mind you. There's been a bit of a protest from the Jambos. They were asked to pay £24 for a ticket, so the upper tier at that end not even in use, and gaps 2 in the lower tier, and that's sad to see in a derby match especially. Sloan chasing this, but Alan Orman is there. A bargain buy, as most Hibs players are, from the Belgian club Royal Antwerp. Stefan Mahi was involved in a few Old Firm derbies, of course. Free kick was given against Phillip. Bobby Williamson has been up against Hearts 3 times before this season at Kilmarnock. He won 1, drew 1 and lost 1, so no clues there as to how he might fare today. His last match in charge of Killie, in fact, was a 3-3 draw with Hearts. Huge kick from Corgan towards Brewster, who grapples with Presley, and O'Connor for a moment looked like he might get in, but it was dealt with by Severin.
Good example of the partnership that wins. O'Connor running off from there, anticipating the flick on there by Brewster.
Well, that was a total miss kick from Severin, which left his goalkeeper fuming.
Yeah, I think he felt like Scott Severin should just have lumped this away he was facing.
Oops, it's a corner for Hibs. In it goes. Oh, and Hibs get off to a flyer. Gary O'Connor scores for the 3rd match running. And Bobby Williamson's Hibernian can do no wrong at the moment.
That's a terrific delivery by John O'Neill. Loads of pace in the ball. Gary Caldwell gets the nick on here. And that's why it falls so perfectly there for Gary O'Connor, not picked up at the back post. Hearts with a player in either post there. Didn't have time to come out and press the ball low. Caldwell's touch on, absolutely crucial, and it falls perfectly for the 18-year-old. What a start for Hibs.
Not bad for starters. And Gary O'Connor continues his scoring spree. The results from earlier favoured Hearts in some respects as they tried to claw their way back into the top 6 of the table before the league splits in half. Dunfermline losing and Kilmarnock held to a draw. But Hearts already have some work to do at the home of their fierce rivals. They trail to Gary O'Connor's goal. Freddie Arpignon. Hibs fired up. Hearts not getting much of a look in at the moment. Stefan Mahi though to Sloan. Fulton. Foreman finding De La Cruz.
Willington right behind Alan Orman. Arpignon. O'Neill, who supplied the corner, which led to the goal. Stephen Pressley, the Hearts skipper, digs that one out. Here's Caldwell. Just going to run away from Brewster.
It's the one thing that Craig Brewster lacks in, just that little bit of pace. But he has so much else in his game, takes it in superbly, wins more than his share in the air. And the ideal man for young O'Connor to learn his trade under.
Ricardo Fuller was held back by Gary Caldwell. Fuller's dream move to the Premiership a couple of years ago broke down. He was on the verge of signing for Charlton, but he failed a medical. Actually had quite a serious back problem, which needed surgery. Fuller knocked it on, away by Smith. Niemi made his debut for Hearts in an Edinburgh derby, and a 3-0 defeat against Hibs a couple of years back. I think all 3 goals came from outside the box, if I remember correctly. Hearts have a free kick here, and a chance to hit back. Fulton's free kick, Simmons sends it back. Dealt with though by Murray first of all, and then by Jack. Good by Caldwell. Presley rose well, but here's Matthias Jack, the big German. Away by Severin, and then by Presley. Now Alan Maybury. Knocked on by Fuller. McKenna trying to charge his way through here, but Alan Orman fending him off. De La Cruz. Arpignon. He's certainly had his injury problems this season, missed most of the campaign. Now Murray. It's the 225th Edinburgh derby in the league, and Hearts have an overall better record, 97 wins to Hibs 59. But Hearts have only won 1 of the last 12. And they're up against it already at Easter Road. McKenna was crowded out, but he's going to get the free kick, in fact, which will give Hearts some hope.
Just wonder what it was given for. Matthias Jack entitled to go for as well. Not even Gary Smith who was penalised here.
Maybury with the quick free kick. But it spins away to De La Cruz. He might have been caught by Sloan, but the referee letting Hibs get on with it. He's rode a challenge from Simmons as well. He takes some stopping, but Hearts got there in the end. Stefan Mahik. Jack. Arpignon. Stephen Pressley now charging out for Hearts. Probably asking a bit too much of Fuller.
Yeah, it's the right idea though, at the moment Hearts, maybe unsurprisingly given that they lost the early one, just haven't settled, and they've got to get better service into the front two. They've had nothing to work with so far. Presley just trying to put one in front of Fuller there. Something for him to run onto.
Here is Fuller. Simmons. Maybury. John O'Neill, the Hibs captain. On by O'Connor, just 18 years of age. And a free kick for a foul on Brewster. And Severin. Ray Brewster, 35 now, but still going strong, and likely to be given a new contract here. He only signed for 1 year initially after returning to Scotland from Greek football. Gary Caldwell, the teenager on loan from Newcastle, whips the free kick towards Brewster, but it's going to elude everyone. Craig Levein looking for his first win as a manager in an Edinburgh derby, but he has a tremendous record as a player for Hearts. He only lost 4 out of 38 derby matches. 3 draws, 1 defeat so far as a manager. The free kick is going to be given. Gary Smith penalised right on the edge of the area.
Yeah, I think Fuller's got a case here. It was McKenna's pressure that led to the ball going in behind in the first place. Fuller up early, well, leading with his right arm certainly. Maybe that's why Gary Smith's unhappy.
Well, opportunity knocks for Hearts. Bolton, Sloane. Don't fancy having a go at Nick Corgan here. And the Young getting the Hibs wall back just to add to the tension. Severin there too. It's sprung off the wall from Scott Severin's free kick for a corner.
Yeah, no real craft here. Scott Severin going for power. And wall held up well enough.
Bolton's corner. Severin up well, but Colgan collects.
Yeah, just got a bit too much in the head of Scott Severin. Had he a little bit less weight on it, it might have fallen for Fuller.
Immediately goes from one end to the other. To Antti Niemi, a Finnish international who has an international colleague alongside him in the Hearts team, of course, these days in Gronland. Another one, Jarkko Viss, is on the bench for Hibs. Flag is up. Hibs coming into this game on the back of back-to-back wins, both by a 3-0 scoreline against St Johnstone and at Livingston last week. Mabry and O'Connor grappling, referee's wave play on because O'Neill has it, Brewster waiting in the middle, so is Dela Cruz. Orman whips it in, too high for everybody though.
There's a good advantage here by Willie Young. Craig Brewster's knock on here that caused the trouble here. Gary O'Connor in behind. And I think Willie Young did the right thing, letting John O'Neill go. He's trying to pick Brewster out again. Just overhit the cross.
Alan Mabry found his first team opportunities at Leeds limited, with Gary Kelly and Danny Mills ahead of him. Here's Mahi. Sloane, but Orman was quickly in. McKenna chasing, but Gary Smith lets it roll. Ian Murray scored twice here in the last home game against St Johnstone.
Well, either side having an equal share of the ball, but Bobby Williamson would have bitten your hand off for this start.
Mahi wary of De La Cruz's presence, and it's a corner for Hibs. In front of the visiting Hearts fans. Hibs seeking a second, and a few big boys to aim for. And they've scored from a corner on the other side from John O'Neill. Here he comes again, O'Neill's corner. It's Arpignon. Arpignon in, there's no flag for Gary O'Connor, and it's been diverted away for a corner.
Scott Severin, I think it was, who got round the back here. Terrific first touch by O'Connor, timed his run to perfection. Great little nurse there, and Scott Severin did ever so well to get round the back. Picked out by Arpignon, terrific touch, and Scott Severin saved Antiniemi from being exposed.
Hibs can try again though with another John O'Neill corner, and he's delivering some decent corners at the moment. Freddie Arpignon has fired wide.
And once again, it's John O'Neill with the corner. Hung that one up there, no real pace on it, but he does vary them, and he takes them on either side for Hibs. And if the delivery is right, they are so difficult to defend.
Well, when the teams met here in October, Hibs were in front after just 36 seconds. They took a little longer this time, just over 4 minutes before Gary O'Connor struck. Ricardo Fuller, though, and Sloan looking to come in on this, but Allman aware of the fact. Stephen Mahi has only missed one game since he joined from Celtic, and actually was against Hibs in December. He was injured for the meeting at Tynecastle, which ended 1-1. De La Cruz nipping in ahead of Sloan. Fulton. Fuller. In towards McKenna. Ooh. He was unable to make contact. Had he done so, we might have been talking about an equaliser.
That was a terrific ball in by Fuller there. Good vision. You saw McKenna arm up, wanted it, and it's just slightly heavy. And even at full stretch, you can't just quite get on the end of it, Kevin McKenna, but a good ball in from Fuller.
It's 4.5 years since Hearts won at Easter Road. August '97. A single goal did it, scored by Will McCann, now at Rangers. Here's McKenna. Simmons. Oh, that's a lovely cross. And Gronland's header drops wide.
That's a terrific chance there for Gronland. And he did well to support there. And really, that goes down as a gilt-edged chance. He's done everything right. It's dropped on his head, and he has to hit the target.
He has scored a couple of goals for Hearts, Tommy Gronland, but really should have had another one there. Severin won the header. Here's O'Neill. Such a key man for Hibs. And Gary O'Connor is going to be in here. Presley can't keep up. And Niemi has kept Hearts in with a shout in this Edinburgh derby.
That's a wonderful save. Set up here by John O'Neill. Terrific play by O'Neill. Stephen Presley caught square there as the ball's played in behind. And not for the first time this season, this man has produced a special save when it really matters.
Well, we keep thinking he'll end up in the Premiership one day, Antiniemi, and he really has been in fantastic form in his time at Hearts, joined them from Rangers. Dick Advocat didn't really fancy him there, but it's a mystery to work out why, because he has been very consistent. McKenna looking for Fuller. Colgan came, not convincing though, as he and Gary Smith were on a collision course. Now Sloan. Away by Caldwell. Hearts not really making the most of that, but what can they make of this? It's Alan Maybury. Severin. Away by Smith. Mahi. Fulton. And there was no flag up there, even though the Hibs fans and players had a little look across. Didn't really matter. Mabry. Away by Smith. Good touch from Simmons, now Ricardo Fuller. Gronlund picks out Mabry. It's John O'Neill who's giving him hassle. Simmons centre, comes to Sloan. Offside flag has gone up now.
Yeah, Hibs very deep there, right on top of Nick Colgan. You can see Fuller at least a couple of yards off as the ball's hung up there by Robert Sloan. But if Hearts get anything out of this game, I'm sure they'll remember this moment. And it's a terrific save because Niemi may have thought that Gary O'Connor was going to put it back across him, and he just tries to chuck it in the bottom right corner. And typical Niemi reflexes to get down low.
For all Hibs' problems this season, they usually guarantee entertainment, and you are usually guaranteed goals here. 55 goals at Easter Road in the Scottish Premier League this season, more than at any other ground. Just the one so far today, scored by Gary O'Connor. Three and three now for O'Connor. Will it be 3 wins in 3 for Bobby Williamson after his move to Hibs from Kilmarnock? Signed a 5-year contract. Tremendous record at Killie, of course. Took them into Europe 4 times in 5 years and won the cup. Simmons. Oh, surely a chance here. And Gronlund didn't make the most of it. It seemed to cannon off Smith as well.
Well, once again, Gronlund in exactly the right place here. And once again, he just can't tuck it past Nick Colgan. Surprised that Will Young let the play go in the first place, but that's a glorious chance.
Two wonderful opportunities for Gronlund to equalise, neither taken, and Hibs have a free kick. Orman delivers, steered away by Severin. And straight pass to O'Neill, which is not something we say or see very often. Only Celtic and Rangers have scored more home goals than Hibs this season, even though the men of Easter Road are toiling near the bottom of the table. On by McKenna. Fuller. Got past Caldwell. I'm not convinced there was any contact there from Gary Smith.
I still think he's got to try and get out of the way, though, otherwise he is going to be clattered. But Caldwell got too close even in the first place. He ended up turned. And if he hadn't got himself out of the way, he was taking a sore one.
John O'Neill. Could have put Dela Cruz in, cut out by Stefan Mahi though. Well, when they met here in October, Hibs were 2 up by now. The game ended 2-1 though. Stephen Simmons got one back after a Dela Cruz double. And when they met at Tynecastle in December, it finished 1-1, last-minute equaliser for Hibs. Offside as Brewster knocked it on to O'Connor.
It must have been tight. Once again, O'Connor showing good anticipation there. Good take there by Brewster as he's playing in behind. Had made a flat run, Gary O'Connor, and he couldn't have been far off there.
Maybury. Fulton. Offside.
I think he sees ends up coming towards his own goal here, Ricardo Fuller, but he's got to get himself out quicker, because this Hibs back four will work him. They'll push up and they'll push out very quickly.
Oh, Brewster cleverly let it go, and O'Neill's return to O'Connor disappeared away into the path of Mahi. Gronlund. Simmons. Caldwell saw it coming, Fuller didn't. Here's Arpignon. Goes past Fulton. Not even Dela Cruz is going to get on the end of that. It's Stephen Mahi instead. Hearts were somewhat surprisingly beaten at home by Dundee United last week, and they slipped into the bottom half of the table for the first time since the turn of the year. Craig Levein will be hoping that he can hold them back into the top half before the split. Certainly the fixtures have been favourable for them, because their last game before the split is at home to St Johnstone. There's Mahi up towards McKenna, but Smith there with him. Came off McKenna apparently. I think it's a foul throw. Orman, born in Bosnia, has an Austrian passport. His dad played for Yugoslavia, and he's married to a Nigerian girl, so I think he can probably play for any country he wants internationally. Maybe even Scotland soon. Ricardo Fuller. He's gone into the box. And it's deflected away.
Well, he's got support in, and he did ever so well, but he should be looking for a pass here. And this has become his signature. Appeared to have nowhere to go. All of a sudden he's free, and he's got plenty of support in that box, and he's not going to score from there.
Hearts closing on goal again then, with Fulton's corner. It's long, it's away by Smith. Very long throw from Scott Severin. It is a long one. Presley was still up there. Hibs looking to break away though with Craig Brewster. Now Gary O'Connor. Oh! Lovely touch to Dela Cruz. O'Connor might well get it back. He does. Arpignon's made a magnificent run to get into the box. It's him who he's looking for. Sadly for Hibs it didn't work out. It would have been wonderful had it done so.
Just a bit heavy with the cross, Gary O'Connor, but previous to that, terrific play. I think a better and an earlier ball back from Dela Cruz, and O'Connor would have been a far better position there. Ended up out in the touchline and almost still managed to pick Arpignon out.
Fuller. Half an hour played. Gary O'Connor's goal after 4 minutes, separating the sides on Derby Day in the Scottish capital. Severin's header, away by the knee of Murray. Fulton. Sends it back to Niemi. And Niemi with just one win in 8 Edinburgh derbies. Played in one Old Firm derby as well, and ended up losing 5-1 for Rangers at Celtic, so doesn't have much luck in derbies. Brewster. Matthias Jack chasing that, but Mahi turned away, and he finds Fuller, and there's a flat one.
Well, again, I think he's coming back from being a couple of yards offside, and he's going to have to be more aware.
by Sloan. Here's De La Cruz. And Sloan intervenes. And now McKenna. Didn't really come down for him. Caldwell. Arpignon gets it back from De La Cruz. Presley read that. High boot. And Matthias Jack, as he was on collision course with Sloan. Severin. Fouled by Kevin McKenna and Gary Smith.
Yeah, he's not even looking at the ball here, Kevin McKenna. He's jumping blind.
Let's check out the action tomorrow. The Premiership Plus pay-per-view match is Leeds United against Blackburn Rovers. Graham Sinners has a few memories of this ground, Easter Road, that's for sure. More information on how to see it, 08705 160 160. And the Super Sunday game on Sky Sports 1 from 3 o'clock is Aston Villa against Arsenal. Maybury. McKenna's header dropped behind Fuller. John O'Neill. Arpignon let it go to O'Connor. And Stephen Simmons capturing John O'Neill, but Simmons came off worse.
Yeah, similar to the McKenna one a moment ago. Simmons isn't looking at the ball here again.
Ian Murray. O'Neill. Aaron Ullman. He's skipped past Sloan now. This is promising for Hibs. Ullman. Corner.
It's a terrific piece of skill by Ullman down the line. Does the right thing, drives into the box. And then a deliberate effort here to get across the front of Sloan. And he knows that Sloan can't really tackle him just here, otherwise he risks giving away a penalty. That's the goodly numbers at the front post.
John O'Neill's corner. Comes to Ullman. Oh, he's been dispossessed by Ricardo Fuller. And only Smith is back. Sloan is with him. Gronlund is with him. Fuller going for glory himself. And he's put it wide. Oh dear.
Well, they had a chance to feed Gronlund, who once again was up in good support. What Alan Orman's thinking about there, I don't know. He's almost last defender. Only Gary Smith goes side of him. Gronlund getting down the outside here. Fuller could have played them in and eventually ends up squeezed out, but a terrific opportunity lost for Hearts. Gary Smith did ever so well there to stay on his feet, force him wide.
O'Connor wrestling with Severin. I think there was a bit of pushing earlier in that. Aimed towards McKenna. Smith won it though. Ullman sliced it. Inside the last 10 minutes of the first half.
Yeah, I think Craig Levein will still feel his side are well in it. He nipped the better chances. Two of the best certainly fell to Gronlund early on. And Fuller had a terrific opportunity there to play Gronlund in again. So Hearts are still well in this match.
Stephen Mahi's throw. On by McKenna towards Fuller. Down the line by Ormond, on by De La Cruz. Presley keeping O'Connor in check, but it broke kindly for De La Cruz. And Gronland manages to just sneak it away. He then gets it back from Sloan. Mahi. Another throw for Hearts. Mahi's going to be told to go back. On by Fulton. Presley got bumped out of the way then by Jack Stephen Presley, right in front of Willie Young. Here's Alan Maybury. Now Brewster. O'Connor. Severin stuck to him. Here's Presley. He called well. Watch that all the way. Scottish under-21 international on loan from Newcastle for the rest of the season. And Hibs are glad to keep him, actually. He's done well. Maybury. Down the line by Maybury, Stephen Simmons slipped, but Ricardo Fuller latches onto it. And he's got a corner out of that. Just over 5 minutes of the first half remaining. What Hearts will give for an equaliser. Fulton sends it in. And it was O'Connor who sent it out, but it's still bobbling there. Kevin McKenna tried to have a go, and that is some strike from Severin. Bang into the bottom corner. Scott Severin has equalised for Hearts.
Well, you'd get long odds in when the ball broke to him because there were so many bodies in front of him. Interesting to see just how he finds the bottom corner. Look at the bodies in front of him as the ball breaks to Scott Severin here. Eventually comes out to him. What a terrific strike. Hardly blame Nick Cogan for that. May have taken a slight deflection, but very little, if anything. Got it flush. I think it may have come off Alan Ormond there.
Superbly struck by Scott Severin. When he got it confirmed, I think it was earlier in the season, which was from Furberat. He can certainly hit them. It didn't really look possible when it fell to him, but only a couple of seconds later, it was in the back of the net.
Yeah, I think it took a very, very slight deflection off Alan Ormond. But it's not a goal you would grudge Hearts. They've had a few chances and passed them up, but they were always in the game.
Mahi. Here's Jack. Called well. Just spun away from Arpignon, but Brewster took over. Now O'Connor looking lively, but a timely challenge from Presley.
Yeah, it certainly was. Great take there by O'Connor on the run there with his left foot.
Alpignon. Caldwell. On by Brewster, but Miami will take that. Here's Matthias Jack. Arpignon. There was a rather late shout of man on. The man was Simmons. And the free kick is being given Hearts away. Hearts responded positively to that early setback when Gary O'Connor scored in the 4th minute. And they will feel that their efforts have been rewarded by Severin's strike. Goal that was rather better than his free kick just then. Arpignon. Presley slid in with a firm challenge, but here's John O'Neill. Fulton. Mahi. O'Connor slid in. Free kick is going to be given though. Mahi not impressed.
No, I don't think Craig Levein is either. I think it's the afters maybe on the ground. I think O'Connor's entitled to go and try and make the block there.
Fulton's free kick. Colgan elected to punch. There's only one Sauzet, the cry from the fans. It didn't work out for the Frenchman as manager, of course, but he will forever be a legend in these parts. But they're quite taken to Bobby Williamson too, after 2 wins out of 2, which have helped them leave St Johnstone even further behind at the bottom. A long throw from Maybury. Maybury centre, Mahi coming in, McKenna there, and it ends up with Colgan. This is Gary O'Connor. Oh, he's got that across. Looking for Brewster. Gronlund was sticking very close to him. Well, not much time added on. Gary O'Connor didn't take much time to put Hibs in front. But the equaliser came in some style from Scott Severin. Half-time then at Tynecastle on Derby Day in Edinburgh. It's 1-1.
Remember all this from last month?
It's an absolute classic. Black and white, the Stadium of Light.
And it's heaven for Kevin in Carlsbad.
It's all over for India.
The Bulls are champions of the world. Tremendous left hook from hand.
Darius Russell, his international debut.
Every month is full of spellbinding moments on Sky Sports. If you're not getting it, you're really missing out.
I won't laugh at you when you boo-hoo-hoo, 'cause I love you. You make me out a clown and you put me down. I still love
We got company.
Hell.
here. 13 ghosts.
It's not that your father and I don't love you.
No. It's just we feel it's time you spread your wings.
When you both finished college, we were happy for you to stay.
Well, it's been some years now.
Wouldn't you like a place of your own? Simon.
Yes, Mum?
Your company's got offices all over the world. You could live anywhere.
Victoria?
Yes, Dad?
Wouldn't you like to...
Oh, that's my car.
No, it's some of Simon's friends.
Oh, it's my meeting.
Right, shower.
Got to be firmer.
Mum, can the guys stay for tea?
Of course.
There's no place like a British gas home.
If you're short, Irish, posh, gay, a pharmacist, female, male, a northerner, a sailor, a southerner, married, a footballer, Cornish, a tourist, or a Nazi. Don't watch Harry Enfield's brand spanking new show. You'll only be offended. Weeknights on Paramount.
And welcome to the crucible of quavering emotion. An exposition of exquisite skills. Oh, mayhem! Bullet header! Fantastic acrobatics! The volley! Classical finish! Goal! Look in special selected packs of Quavers, Monster Munch and French fries and start collecting your free Merlin Premier League football stickers. All the top players and not a referee in sight.
Being a journalist is not a job, it's a service. We don't do it for ourselves, we do it on behalf of the people. Irrespective of the circumstances, regardless of any sacrifice. In search of truth.
Excuse me.
But don't thank us. We're just doing our job. For you.
An 84-page guide to the best bars in Britain, free with The Observer this Sunday.
Oh, come on! Pick football or acting? Not both! Powerade with Liquidate system.
Now, the pay-per-view offering from the Premiership tomorrow comes from Elland Road, where Leeds United take on Blackburn. For ordering information, the number to call is 08705 160 160. That's 08705 160 160. And Super Sunday at 3 o'clock on Sky Sports 1 comes from Villa Park. Should be a good one. Aston Villa take on Arsenal. We're in the capital city of Scotland, Edinburgh. It's Derby Day and it's 1-1. Hibs 1, Hearts 1. Charlie, this is a decent game, isn't it?
It's been a very impressive 45 minutes. I thought Hibs did start the better of the two teams. Been some lovely football. I think Hibs have played the best passing movement, best possession, but Hearts have had the best chances, so I think it's been an even scoreline at half-time. But we expected Hearts are going to push and try and get into this top six, and Hibs, their old rivals, are trying to drag them back down to the bottom and put a little bit of dent in there. It's an awful mistake. I don't know why Scott Severn wants to be that deep. I mean, he should be pushing up, and that's what Naimi's telling him. Why don't you push up to the halfway line, and even if I miss-hit it, well, we've got an offside. But because of that, a bad error, and it's typical in football. At this level, you get punished. A good corner, a good touch, I think it's Caldwell, and O'Connor, all he needs to do is steer it. Jim, I guarantee any youngster, and he's a young man, learning his trade, if you take up that position, you will score at least 10
You'll get something,
season.
yes.
He will get something. Great start for Hibs, and then it started to turn a little bit. Down the right-hand side, Simmons in particular started to get Hearts back.
Fulton threatened a few times and then a corner again. I think he's done the majority of his thinking, and his finishing is pretty positive here.
That's a great save, isn't it?
Well, you know, every season I think we've just about said that Antiniemi is probably in the running for Player of the Year.
Yes.
His team is never that reliable in getting.
He's got to end up in the Premiership, Charlie, surely.
Well, I am amazed that it's not continued, you know, to be an interest. I will be surprised if he's still at Hearts next season. Again, another one for Gronlund. He has an opportunity. Simmons was kind of falling over John O'Neill here. You know, the linesman's in a good position, so I think Willie Young's right to let it go. He's in a good position, and that is another opportunity that went begging for Hearts. And you thought that Hibs and Bobby Williamson would take advantage again. They give Hearts an opportunity. Watch Gronlund and Sloan. They're breaking their neck to get there, but Fuller can't wait on them. Smith, to his credit, stays up, makes it awkward for him, knows he can't make a rash challenge, and then Cogan comes and supports him at the end.
Did Fuller do the right thing there, Charlie?
Did Fuller? Yeah, I think so. He couldn't wait any longer because he was waiting and waiting. He didn't have the pace. What a strike. It does, as David Probin quite rightly points out, take a slight deflection, which is the disadvantage for Cogan. Sloan does well. He knocks it back in the pressure area, keeps the pressure on. They're scrambling to get away, Hibs. And that good strike, but you'll see as it comes back out, the strike keeps flying. Watch Orman. He takes a little touch off his left knee. And it's, I think, a deserved equaliser. I think it's been a fascinating 45 minutes. Hibs have shown more quality. Hearts have had more chances, and they've done well character-wise to come back. I think a very even scoreline at half-time.
What do you think? Is it down to who wants to win this one most?
No, I don't think that's the case. In a derby, I think they're both committed to it. It might be a little bit of quality. I think the partnership of Brewster and O'Connor has looked more of a menace. De La Cruz going down the right has been a threat. Nothing at all down the left-hand side for Hibs. On the other hand, I think the majority of play for Hearts has been down the right-hand side. You have to get that balance in Derby Day. If you don't get it, then eventually you can suffocate yourself. Everything is a pressure pot in the middle. It's frantic. There's very little space. Fulton trying to get in his ball to make passes, to get things happening. Fuller's a threat and a handful, but he's not got the partnership with McKenna. I think so far it still looks as if Hibs, if it clicks, will be the team to win this, but it can go either way.
Well, it's a good game. It's the Edinburgh Derby. It's Hibs Hearts. And as things stand right now, nothing to split them. It's 1-1. We should have a good second half coming up. Join us for that in just a couple of minutes.
Stand out in a Ford car style for $6,995 and 1 year's free insurance. Ford, designed for living, engineered to last.
At B&Q, over 50% of our mowers are new models, and you can only get them from us. This new Flymo hover's just £99.90. It's got a massive 14-inch cut. And for bigger gardens, we've the Mountfield Petrol Turbo, and it's under £250. Great product, another amazing price.
They may not trust mankind, but now
Prepare for the Ice Age!
they have to save it.
Oh, that's perfect. You're an embarrassment to nature. Do you know that?
We are the weirdest herd I've ever seen.
Ice Age this weekend. Be the first to see the coolest movie of the year and get a free kids radio with every child's ticket.
The bigger you become, the easier it is to forget who put you there. Sometimes it's nice to give something back. That's just good manners, isn't it?
Oh, 800, 100, 900. Oh, 800, 100. Oh, 800, 100, 900. Oh, 800, 100, 900. Oh, 800, 100, 900. Oh, 800, 100, 900. Oh, 800, 100, 900.
If you're looking for a change in job direction, call Learn Direct and we'll discuss all your career options with you.
900. Oh, 800, 100, 900.
The secret of retirement is to ask questions.
How do you want to live? What do you want to live on? We can all get a pension, but what else can we get? There's all kinds of intelligence out there. Old people, maybe they know something.
Norwich Union have more retirement solutions than any other financial provider.
Do your homework. Of course I'm wiser. I'm older.
Norwich Union. Together we're stronger.
Travel the world with Air Miles. Now available at Tesco.
This Flymo Minimo is only at B&Q. At $29.98, it's our lowest price ever for any Flymo hover. Another great product, another amazing price.
I can't believe I only paid £400 for this holiday. What about you?
Don't go anywhere until you've been to Teletext Holidays on ITV1 page 200, the web and interactive on your Sky remote.
Back at Highbury in September.
2-0 Aston Villa.
The result looked in the bag until this man popped up.
Thierry Henry!
And again.
Arsenal complete the comeback.
Now with Villa eyeing a European spot.
Oh, what a fantastic goal!
And red-hot Arsenal without Henry gunning for the Premiership title.
Absolutely brilliant.
Points are precious. Tomorrow at 3, Ford Super Sunday, Aston Villa v Arsenal, Sky Sports 1.
Now we've got more live action from the Bank of Scotland Scottish Premier League on Tuesday night. Join us from 7 on Sky Sports 1 for Motherwell against Celtic. Then next Saturday from 5:30 on Sky Sports 1, we're at Hampden for the Tennant Scottish Cup semi-final between Ayr United and Celtic. Now we're at Easter Road this Saturday night, and you're looking at the Easter Road Hawk, but it's not a real hawk. It's there to put the pigeons off the idea of fouling on the Hibs director's seats. It scares me. Watch it move. There it is. It's a robotic hawk, everyone. You didn't expect you'd see that tonight, did you? Nor did I. It's the Edinburgh Derby, Charlie, and it's 1-1. They seem to be very, very happy right now. Can you pick me a winner?
I still think Hibs may have a slight edge. I think they played well enough, and I think the partnership of Brewster and O'Connor up front. O'Connor's got a good physical presence. It can go either way. I'm just going to go for a home win.
A home win for you, Charlie. Let's rejoin Davey and Ian.
Thank you, Jim. Yes, it's perfectly poised at 1 apiece on a beautiful evening in the city of Edinburgh. Scott Severin usually comes up with a few wonder goals during the course of a season, and that was one of them. The equaliser for Hearts after Gary O'Connor had struck in the opening minutes. Hearts looking for their first win in 4.5 years at the home of their Edinburgh rivals. Will start the second half. And the scoreline a pretty fair reflection of the way it's gone so far, David.
Yeah, I think it could go either way. Difficult one to call in. Both sides have made chances. I tend to agree with Charlie. Hibs certainly started the better, playing a more measured passing game, and it took Hearts a long time to get the pace of the game and start to play their own passing game. And it's only when Hearts actually did get the ball down and played a more studied game that they started to give Hibs problems.
Craig Levein is the youngest manager in the Scottish Premier League, just 37. Good Houston alongside him. Hearts hoping to clinch a place in the top 6 just before the league splits. And if they get a win here, that would really help their cause, because Dunfermline and Kilmarnock are just above them. But Hearts' last game is at home to St Johnstone, so they'll fancy getting 3 points out of that one. Last game before the split. So there might not be a 4th Edinburgh derby this season if Hearts do manage to finish in the top half. Ian Murray with the throw. Just skidded underneath the boot of Brewster. McKenna's layoff to Ricardo Fuller into the path of 18-year-old Rob Slow. Fuller. Smith sticking close by, as he has done all evening. Stephen Mahi played in 11 Old Firm games, only managed 2 wins, managed 2 red cards as well. About the number of countries that Norman could play for. He quite fancies actually playing for Nigeria. Married to a Nigerian girl. That's come off Stephen Presley. That's another throw for Orman. De La Cruz. Now Gronland, who had 2 excellent chances himself in the first half. Here's Maybury. That one, he's going to carry to Corgan. Corgan up against Hearts for the 10th time, and he's only been on the losing side once. And Brewster was chasing that, and he got the touch on it. Simmons, Severin, the Hearts goal scorer. Fulton. And here's Gary Smith. Presley won it well. Matthias Jack. O'Neill takes over and turned Gronland superbly. Here's Jack. Got Brewster to his left. Couldn't get enough on it.
I think to be fair to him, it took a bobble. Surface is starting to cut up a bit now.
And a free kick for McKenna and Hearts.
McKenna's done well. He's contested everything that's been thrown up his way, and he hasn't really had a lot of help from Ricardo Fuller, who plays very much as an individual.
Fans are behind that goal. Fulton sent it in. Ricardo Fuller is there. Cleared by Murray. De La Cruz now. Steve Fulton booted it out of contract at the end of the season, and may well end up leaving Hearts after 7 years at the club. That's come off Presley. Orman. It's away by Presley. On by McKenna, but Gary Smith will mop up for Hibs. Hibs were in Europe, of course, this season. They gave AK Athens a bit of a fright here before going out. They reached the semi-finals of the League Cup, only to lose to Ayr United, and were knocked out of the Scottish Cup by Rangers. Hearts, they went out of the cup competitions to Inverness, Cally Thistle and Ross County, so they were fed up with the Highland clubs, that's for sure. Booked yet on Derby Day in Edinburgh by Willie Young.
I think he's tried to let it go, much as Hugh Dallas did last weekend. I think we'd all prefer to see football played that way.
Caldwell's free kick away by Presley. Here's Arpignon. Severin calmly down to Maybury. McKenna, Canadian international. Simmons stumbling. Good look at the pitch from the youngster who came to Hearts from Celtic Boys Club. Presley fending off Brewster. Stephen Presley with just one win in 9 Edinburgh derbies. Hearts haven't done too well in these capital contests in recent times. They've done all right today. Here's Mahi. And Sloan now. Fulton. The road to challenge of Brewster, skipped away from Arpignon. And has Alan Maybury nearby. Maybury advancing and delivering. Snapped away by Smith. Maybury's throw. Oh. Okay then, goal kick. Hibs looking for their 3rd successive win, something they have managed before this season, although not under Bobby Willington, of course. Back in September time, they beat Motherwell, Dunfermline and St Johnstone. O'Connor releasing Ulysses de la Cruz. Well, he kept it in, but could only help it behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, it was a good chance here for O'Connor to send de la Cruz to the byline there, just overhit the pass. But I've been very impressed by O'Connor tonight. For an 18-year-old, he really has shown a tremendous amount of maturity. And the partnership with Brewster really is first class. One goes short, and most of the time it's Brewster who will drop off. He's getting himself in behind.
We would have seen more of him as well, but he broke a bone in his foot in the first couple of weeks of the season, Gary O'Connor, and was out for some time. He's flourishing now with Tom McMahon is injured and other strikers not really in favour, like Satelli and Hurtado. Paco Luna, though, who's been out injured lately, is on the bench. Oh, this threatened to turn nasty, and Willie Young was quickly in.
Don't see this very often.
No, they're always good fun though, aren't they? especially with Fulton around. And John O'Neill. Murray's throw. Simmons gets it back from Fuller. Looking to release McKenna. I don't think the pitch is doing Simmons many favours at the moment. Sloan. It's gone out. It's going to be a Hibs throw. Hooked on by de la Cruz. Brewster hassling Presley. There's no route back to the keeper either, because O'Connor's unsure of that. Hibs will have to settle for the throw. Hibs and Hearts locked together at 1-1. Allman's cross, away by Severin, and then by Simmons. Jack and Severin are sending it backwards and forwards at the moment. High one from Murray. O'Neill. Arpignon calms it down a bit. Now Jack. Now John O'Neill. There might be a free kick. Alan Mabry, the offender. Arpignon wants to take it, a free transfer. Is it going to be O'Neill? It is O'Neill. Ormond's cross, away by Presley, and it's going to come to Ricardo Fuller.
He's got to try and hold them up. It just hasn't been his night tonight so far, Ricardo Fuller, but anything that is played up there with Hearts under pressure, he really has to hold it up and let them get up the pitch.
Here's Fuller. Gary Smith and Fuller together. And the free kick has been given, although Gary Smith felt it did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong.
Fuller felt Gary Smith was using the arm first, and he was, but after that, Fuller's reckless. You can see why Gary Smith would be unhappy with that.
Hearts are going to make a double change shortly as well, with still over half an hour to go. Fulton's free kick, Simmons round the back. Oh, it's wobbling. It's duly dispatched by De La Cruz. It's come off Fuller. It will be a goal kick, and Hearts might make these changes now. Thomas Flugel and Gary Wales are waiting to come on, just getting their final instructions. I think Simmons and Sloan might be the men to make way. So those substitutions will happen now. So off goes the 18-year-old Rob Sloan, and I think another youngster, Stephen Simmons, will also be departing. And on come Flugel and Wales.
Yeah, I think this might mean that Scott Severn will be pushed forward into midfield. Kevin McKenna will drop off now and play at the back. That's the advantage of having someone who's as versatile as Scott Severn in your side.
Brewster caught Severin.
It's been a decent contest from the first whistle, Brewster against Severin tonight. I would say Severin's handled him very well.
Allman nearly showed too much of it to Mahi. De La Cruz now, rather crudely taken out by Fulton. And he was out of position at the time as well.
Yeah, well, the young doesn't even want to work to it. Well, there's not a great deal of contact.
An hour played, Brewster rising, went behind O'Connor, but De La Cruz comes in, and the presence of Mahi just enough to put him off.
Well, it's a terrific clearance by Mahi because he's wrong side here, and it would have been very easy to give away a penalty. You see Mahi just caught there as De La Cruz is in behind. Good knock down by Brewster. Mahi's presence is enough. That's in fact, I've gone to a back three of Severin, Presley spare, and McKenna now picking up Gary O'Connor.
Ricardo Fuller, and here's Jack. Off Presley. Here's Jack, now Allman. Jack still waiting. Took a bit of a bobble as it came towards him, but Hibs will get another throw out of it. Jack. Gronlund slid in. De La Cruz. It's gone out for another throw. Taken by Smith this time. Here's Jack. O'Neill spreading it for Murray. Caldwell just going to veer away from Freddie Arpignon. Mabry's throw on by Flögel. Thomas Flögel, in fact, will be leaving Hearts at the end of the season. He's already sorted out a move back to his former club, Austria Vienna. 6 players out of contract in all at Hearts in the summer. Flögel will be leaving us, though, after 5 years at Hearts. Fulton's header is Jack. Is it going to open up here for Hibs and Gary O'Connor? It's come off McKenna, corner.
McKenna matched the run all the way there. Good defending there. You see O'Connor on his way here into the inside right channel, and McKenna's with him all the way, perfectly positioned.
So Hearts have another O'Neill corner to contend with. O'Neill then sends it in, and up and away it goes.
Now, they've done well from set pieces, Hibs, and at the moment you would think a set piece is the best chance we're going to have of a goal in this match, because not a lot being created in open play at either end, and one might be enough to win it for either side.
Hibs second from bottom in the Scottish Premier League. Really has been a season to forget for them after a season to remember just a year ago. Here's Fulton. Hibs have won 3 of the last 4 Edinburgh derbies here at Easter Road, which I think I called Tynecastle earlier. I bet that went down well in the Corgi area of Edinburgh. I'm sure the pubs are doing big business tonight. A lot of Hearts fans boycotting this game because of a hike in the price of a ticket to £24. Probably spent £24 on their drinks by now, mind you.
Got to say the game's died in the second half here, and it's gone nowhere at the moment. Very, very scrappy.
Well, Hibs hoping to liven up proceedings. It's Jack's header on by O'Neill. There's Flögel. Now Mabry. De La Cruz. Fulton was caught by Smith, who is quick to offer his apology.
Yeah, I just wonder if there's contact here. Stevie Fulton knows that he's on his way here. I think he managed to get up and out of the way in time there.
Fulton's free kick. McKenna was up there. Here's Flögel. Ian Murray's throw. On by Brewster, away by Severin. Matthias Jack now. For the moment it looked like it might carry to Brewster. Gary O'Connor was putting himself about again. Already a big lad for an 18-year-old. Here's Ricardo Fuller. Taking on Smith. And Fuller! Oh, it was a blistering strike which flashed wide.
Yeah, it certainly was. Little change of pace here as he picks up the run. He's on his way, and he just steps up a gear here and gets a yard on Gary Smith. And he struck it superbly. Making a better idea from this angle as to just how close it was. Good body strength though, onto his right side. Well, that's a fraction wide. Terrific effort. And it's a change of pace there that bought him the time and the space to get the shot away. Dead level in front of goal either side. I still feel that one will be enough to win this game for either two.
We have a quarter of the game to go. John O'Neill being told to calm down by Willie Young. Hibs are going to bring on Paco Luna shortly. Imminently, in fact. The Spaniard has missed the last 5 games, had an operation on his twisted knee. Made an earlier than expected recovery, though. I think Gary O'Connor has a slight knock, apparently, and he's going to get a rightful ovation here from the Hibs fans, though, as he's replaced by Luna.
Yeah, I feel it deserved as well. I think he's had a smashing game, the youngster. But this is a very, very accomplished footballer the Hibs are bringing on. Got to say I'm a fan of this lad. Doesn't put himself about greatly, but if you get it into his feet with enough movement round about him, he can be a very productive player.
Luna back in business after 5 games out. The bouncing ball proving difficult for Mahi. Not so much for De La Cruz. And Luna went to ground. And whoops! Luna and Fulton getting involved. Willie Young quickly in the middle of it all.
Well, it happened right below us here in the gantry, and you know, I think Stevie Fulton, his part in it is needless. Luna felt could have been a free kick just previous to this. Could have had a free kick there. This way. Well, I think Stevie Fulton wants to get himself out of there.
Well, Willie Young only had a word with Matthias Jack, who got involved there at the end. Minutes to go and still no bookings, which is quite something in a derby. Brewster chasing this. Got to it as well. Now though. Let's check out some of the Sunday action coming your way. The Premiership Plus pay-per-view match sees Graham Souness take his Blackburn side to Leeds. Information on how to see it, 08705 160 160. That's Sunday at 1:30. And Super Sunday from 3 is on Sky Sports 1. Those two produce one of the games of the season at Highbury. Can they do it again at Villa Park? Aston Villa against Arsenal. Grant Brebner is going to be on in a moment for Hibs. Here's O'Neill. Looking for Arpignon, who might be the one to make way, although it's bounced off his chest there. And now Jack puts it through for De La Cruz. Oh, and Niemi is there once again when it mattered for Hearts.
I think he should have taken it first time. He was rolled in front of him.
It was Brewster who put the Ecuadorian international in, but Niemi proving to be a formidable barrier yet again. Mahi taking his time. The overhead kick from Severin. Here's Fulton.
Well, this was a terrific save again from Antoniemi, but I really don't understand why Cruz wanted to take an extra touch here. Brewster rolls it in front of him, and why he doesn't just hit that, I don't know. Second touch does him no favours, and the first touch does him no favours at all. Angles against him. Although to be fair to Niemi, he did get done well.
Hibs have taken off Freddie Arpignon and brought on Grant Brebner, the former Manchester United youngster. That's going into the stands. Grant Brebner still has a few pals at Old Trafford, and some game for them today down at West Ham. I'm sure he'll be catching up with his pals over the weekend. Presley's header. Matthias Jack got caught by Fulton.
Yeah, I think to be fair to Steve Fulton, Matthias Jack's coming from his blind side there. Doesn't see him coming. Certainly caught. Matthias Jack wasn't for pulling out of it, but I think it's accidental.
Smith will take the free kick. Aimed towards Luna, away by Presley. Here's Murray. And John O'Neill is going to get the free kick. Just over a quarter of an hour to go in what has been a scrappy second half. Here's Brebner, down the line for De La Cruz. This could be better from Hibs. Aim towards Luna, and Brebner! Ooh! Grant Brebner so close to making an immediate impact, having just come off.
Yeah, it couldn't have come much closer. Terrific leap here at the back post by Luna. Head and shoulders above there. Well, I think Brebner does the right thing as well. He puts it back across the goalkeeper. And that is a fraction wide.
Well, he's an Edinburgh boy and a big Hibs fan, Grant Brebner. It would have been very special to him. Both teams gearing up for a final push then in the last quarter of an hour of this Edinburgh derby. Severin penalised, and there is hope for Hibs here. O'Neill delivers, punched away by Niemi, helped on by Fulton, now Gromlin to Fuller. Always hooked it past Smith, and he survived the challenge from O'Neill, and it was Murray who rather vitally intervened ultimately. Severin's throw. Stephen Mahi beat De La Cruz to it, but here's Matthias Jack. Brebner. Oh dear, it's gone behind Allman and Ricardo Fuller. Didn't seem to react too well initially, but now he is reacting better, and he's being brushed aside by Gary Smith.
Yeah, just beaten by the quick feet right on the line here. for at his very best. So often he appears to have nowhere to go. And he'd have been up the left-hand touchline there. But for the late challenge from Gary Smith, and it gives Hearts a chance to throw one into the back post. Presley's gone forward, as has McKenna, Severin.
Time to jostle for position then. Stevie Fulton always sends a pretty good ball in. Breaks for Flogel. O'Neill. That's rather aimless, straight to Fulton, who will send it back to Niemi. Maybury. Gary Wales, one of the subs for Hearts. Fuller waiting in the middle, but he was the only one there for the Jambos. It's brought away by Orman. Little nick by Brewster, comfortably cleared by Presley, but Ricardo Fuller looking to latch onto that. Orman has won it off Fulton, and he's making good progress here. De La Cruz outside of him, but Alan Orman going it alone, and that might allow a challenge or two to come in. Mahi is still down injured after that raid into the box, and they have to kick the ball out so he can get some treatment.
Well, a superb skill there by Alan Orman. I think he just runs out of gas here at the end of it, though. Did well to dispossess Stevie Fulton and gets himself forward into the box. Once again, well, Mahi's leaning, but would have been a very soft penalty had it been given.
Well, he's lost a boot for the moment. Some treatment for the Frenchman.
Well, I wonder if we're going to get another goal. The game started so brightly for Hibs. Gary O'Connor in exactly the right spot there. And with the aid of a slight deflection, I suspect it might have been beating Nick Colgan anyway. Scott Severin getting Hearts back into the game. But the second half really has gone nowhere. Very, very scrappy. Can't really see where a goal's going to come from at this stage.
Stephen Mahi hobbling, but back on his feet. Hearts might be making their final change soon, with Kenny Milne waiting to come on. Gary Wales, Fulton, Brebner. Alan Orman racing away again for Hibs. Brewster wants it. Oh, it's been cleared by McKenna, but straight to Paco Luna, who can normally make things happen, but not that time. Stephen Mahi has rejoined us meantime. Inside the last 10 minutes. Luna. Away by Gronland. Gary Wells chasing. Gary Caldwell struggling. And no free kick. Willie Young telling Wells to get up quickly. Meantime, Presley was caught late then. And this might be the first card of the Edinburgh derby for Brebner.
Stephen Presley far from happy with the challenge here from Grant Brebner, and his full weight was behind this. Presley plays at a fraction early there. Brebner, well, I don't think he can have any complaints at all. I think that's reckless.
Well, he can't go for a derby match without a yellow card, so we've had one shown to Grant Brebner. Fulton's free kick. Goal kick is the outcome as Severin rose. Murray. Brebner now. Here's O'Neill. Turns neatly away from Gronland. And the Finn comes back for a bit more. I think Hearts felt that should have been their throw, actually. O'Neill will leave it for Murray. Caldwell connecting for the safety of the stands. Raybury will take this throw for Hearts. Flugel rising. Knocked out by Presley. Both goals coming in the first half. Gary O'Connor, since substituted, put Hibs in front in the 4th minute, but once they got their act together, Hearts created a few chances of their own. Although the goal really flew in out of nowhere from Scott Severin, taking a little nick off Ullman on its way into the bottom corner. Fine strike though. Hibs looking for a winner. O'Neill sends it in. Niemi didn't really get to it.
I normally punches them, try to catch that.
Ullman, and he will catch that one, surely. Flugel, and no flag here against Gary Wales. He could be in. His first touch turned out to be his last as Gary Smith moved in.
That's a fabulous challenge. It was a terrific run by Gary Wales as well. You see him coming right across the face of the Hibs backline there. Smith has a bit of ground to make up, and again in that area the timing of the challenge had to be spot on.
Here's Maybury. Severin away by Murray. Brebner now looking for De La Cruz, but that's going to go over his head and out. How about your man of the match, David?
Well, I think young Gary O'Connor had a terrific spell in the match here until he had to go off injured. He can be well pleased with his contribution. But for me, Scott Severin, who was given a difficult job tonight in marking Craig Brewster, and that's why he's playing at the back this evening, has done a terrific job against his more experienced opponent. Got the goal as well, of course, and he is my Bank of Scotland man of the match tonight.
Matthias Jack. And Luna's going to chase this. But Niemi has it. Done by Wales. And a bit of magic here from Ricardo Fuller. And it's a penalty for Hearts.
I think it's the right decision as well, Ian. Initial impression is that he was caught late by Caldwell there. I think the resigned look on his face tells its own story there. Great play by Fuller to get in behind Gary Smith. He gets a nick in the ball and he's certainly taken. And Willie Young has got that spot on. Until now, the timing of those challenges by the Hibs backline has been spot on. But you only have to be a fraction out.
Nick Colgan has got a yellow card for his complaints as the Hibs players rush towards Willie Young. Colgan was booked. What a vital kick this is. A pressure kick for Stephen Pressley. But he's found the bottom corner, and our hearts gonna rule on Derby Day in Edinburgh for a change.
That's a terrific penalty. Because Nick Colgan's aware, he guesses right. Well, it's tucked into the side netting. Don't get a better penalty than this. See the concentration in his face as he run up there. Good contact in the ball. I don't think any goalkeeper saves them.
And Stephen Pressley also got one from the spot against Bobby Williamson's Kilmarnock in Bobby's last game in charge there. Pressley on target again, late on here. And Hearts are on the brink of their first win at Easter Road for 4.5 years. And it's also going to move them above Dunfermline and Kilmarnock on goal difference as well. So it will put them in with a great chance of finishing in the top half of the table. Ian Murray with a rather fierce challenge.
It's Alan Maybury that was caught late as he cleared it there. What the half bench, not too chuffed about that challenge at all.
Ian Murray gets a yellow card, and there's been a sudden flurry of cards as far as Hibs are concerned. Brebner, Murray and Colgan. Well, a lot of Hearts fans gave it a miss today at Easter Road because of the high ticket price, but I think there'll be a few celebrations going on the Gorgie Road at the moment. Can Hearts hang on for a rare victory over their Edinburgh rivals? They've won just one of the last 12 derbies, but this could be their day, and everybody's getting stuck in now. The 90 minutes almost up. Meanwhile, Derek Townsley has come on for Ulysses de la Cruz. Hearts happy to keep the ball though down this end. Fuller flicked it on, but it comes to Colgan, and it's quickly going to go upfield. It's come off Stefan Mahi. Well, will be just 2 minutes of added on time, but hang on, Townsley just on, nearly levelled it.
And I think it went through Stephen Presley's legs there. Once again, good handling by Niemi. And even at 1-0 Downey, Hearts have never been out of this game, they've always been in it.
Fulton. That's going to come to Gary Wales. Can the Jambos put the seal on it? Wales looking for Fuller. Hibs are running out of time, and Bobby Williamson could be about to suffer his first defeat as Hibs manager. They're pretty safe anyway, St Johnstone are doomed at the bottom, but it never goes down well when you lose to your city rivals. Not that Hibs have known that feeling much in recent times. That's a foul by Severin on Ormond, a chance to deliver for Hibs with seconds remaining. Easter Road holds its breath, and other parts of the city of Edinburgh doing the same right now as John O'Neill sends it in. There's a fine header cleared by McKenna. Now Maybury, anywhere will do. Willie Young has had a look at his watch. Colgan launches it. And away by Flogel. Craig Levein hoping to steer Hearts into the top half of the table before the split, and they could still be in with a shout of European football if that happens. Time is almost up. Matthias Jack. Here's O'Neill. Oh, it's just over. Well, that might have been the last chance.
That's one of the few times that Craig Brewster's managed to get away from Scott Severn here. Just gets a yard in front of him. And for a player of his aerial ability, that's a chance. Hung up by John O'Neill.
He's nearly there, Craig Levein. It's all over. And Hearts have put one over their Edinburgh rivals. A wonderful 2-1 triumph for Craig Levein. The winning goal coming from the penalty spot. Stephen Pressley had to remain cool, calm and composed. He was all three, and all 3 points belong to Hearts, and they will now be favourites to clinch a place in the top half of the table before the league splits. Some Hearts fans didn't bother coming today because of the high ticket price. As far as they're concerned, Hibs can keep their money, Hearts will take the points, and you can see what it means on Derby Day in the Scottish capital. It's a rare success for Hearts in these showdowns of late, and they are going to make the most of it, rest assured. It finishes then at Easter Road. Hibs 1, Hearts 2.
A win for Hearts. Now, lots more still to come tonight here on Sky Sports. At 8 o'clock, we've live coverage of one of the most exciting fixtures in the football calendar, Barcelona against Real Madrid. Then from 10:30 tonight on Sky Sports 2, you can catch highlights of the first cricket test between New Zealand and England. On Sky Sports 3 from 8 o'clock tonight, we've more US Tour golf, live coverage of the third day of the Bay Hill Invitational. And over on Sky Sports Extra now, we've live coverage of the semi-finals of the ATP Tennis Masters from Indian Wells. But here at Easter Road, it was a lively, hotly contested Edinburgh derby, and Hearts have won in Hibs soil. They went a goal down, but they won this game 2-1, and they're happy. Reaction after this.
Rules of engagement governing ground conflict in urban areas.
Engage hostile targets as they appear. Sir, are you ordering me to fire into the crowd? Over. Yes, goddammit! Come on, man!
He did what he had to do.
There are rules, and Marines are sworn to uphold them.
I was not going to stand by and see another Marine die just to live by those rules.
Rules of engagement tonight at 8 on Sky Premier.
With its intelligent protection system, the Ford Mondeo is one of the safest places to be. And now it comes with the added security of 0% finance over 3 years. Ford. Designed for living, engineered to last.
With More Than's wide range of savings and investments, we'll help you make the most of your money. More Than Savings and Investments. Call 0800 300 886.
Sorry to drag you in here on a Sunday. 2 hours and 17 minutes ago, our system went down.
Right now, we're losing close to 100,000 an hour.
I talked to the server vendor. They say it's an application problem.
Front-end guy says it's a database.
Database vendor says it's the servers.
Did you call the web designers? Snowboarding.
And whose job is it to make sure all this stuff works the way it's supposed to?
That would be yours.
You're ready for IBM.
To the right arm, exhale and bring your chest forward, wrap your arm around your shin. Catch your wrists, lengthening through the spine. Don't forget,
Activate your voicemail. Call 121 from your Vodafone mobile.
People who weren't at our last meeting. Then we'll move on to the department.
Some American management consultants recommend having meetings standing up to save time. Which wouldn't suit this Japanese chairman who likes to take the time to contemplate what is being discussed. It's fine to get some shut-eye in Thailand, but not like this. Showing the soles of your feet is one of the rudest things you can do. And this hand gesture, in parts of Greece, would also be frowned upon. At HSBC, we never underestimate the importance of local knowledge, particularly when it comes to your money, because what we learn in one country can directly benefit our customers in another. HSBC, the world's local bank.
The Braun Oral-B 3D XL. It's the only toothbrush with 40,000 pulsating and gently oscillating 3D movements. It cleans so deep, your teeth feel exceptionally clean. The Braun Oral-B 3D XL. It's our best clean ever. Now save up to £15 off the range, including our new battery toothbrush.
Patients often worry much more than they need to. The more you're kept informed about your treatment, the better you'll feel. Patients who understand what's going on tend to experience less anxiety, less stress, and recover more quickly. At Bupa, everyone is dedicated to your health, comfort, and peace of mind.
Bupa, the personal health service.
Hospitals,
Health assessment,
health insurance,
care homes.
When it seems like all is lost, when you are outnumbered, overpowered, and they've got you cornered, that's when you realize your last best hope is you. Halo Combat Evolved.
Well, here in Scotland's capital, Edinburgh, it was the Edinburgh Derby, and it finished up 2-1 to Hearts in the end. Man of the match, Scott Severin, and his skipper, Stephen Pressley, are both with David Tanner.
Stephen, as penalties go, how nerve-wracking and big was that one for you?
Yeah, it was a very important one for me, you know, coming off the back of a bad performance last week. It was vitally important we got our result today, and thankfully with that penalty we got the result.
Did you feel as though you deserved the result today?
I thought in clear-cut chances we created slightly better chances in the game, but to be honest there wasn't much in the game at all.
Scott, you're the Bank of Scotland SPL man of the match. When you gave away that corner kick for Hibernian's goal, did you feel as though there would be any chance of you getting this award?
No, not really. I just never heard Anthony shouting. It was just one of these things. The crowds was that loud. It gave away corner. We didn't defend it right, but luckily we went on to win the game.
Who got the blame in the end?
Well, we've not discussed it yet, so we'll just wait and see when we go in the changing room.
You certainly made the most of your chance for the equaliser. A lot of players between you and goal.
Yeah, there was. It just broke out, and I've just swung at it, and I've kept it down low. I think it took a wee deflection. It's went in the bottom corner, and it was important to get the goal just before half-time.
What did that do for the lads in the second half?
It gave us a lot of confidence going in, coming back for the second half all square again. It was disappointing to lose a goal in the first 5 minutes or whatever, but it was just great. Finally, it's been a while since we beat Hibs, so it's great to take one over them today.
And Stephen, for both of you today, a very, very tough physical encounter, even by Derby standards. Did you notice that as well?
Yeah, it was a very physical game, but we expected that. Both the Hibernian strikers are big physical players, so me and Scott had to stand up and be counted, and thankfully we did today.
And do you feel as though, Scott, that was as tough a physical battle as you can get up against Craig Brewster?
Yeah, he's an experienced player. He's been around the places. He knows his stuff. So yeah, it was a tougher game I've had in a long while.
And what now for the rest of the season? Just to stay in the top 6, or do you feel as though that Europe is within your sight, Stephen?
Well, we've certainly put it back in our own hands. You know, last week we lost that. You know, we're relying on other results, but today results went for us, and we got the result. And now it's all in our own hands with our home game against St Johnstone next week.
Thanks very much. And before you go, can you present the champagne, Stephen?
Different class. Well done. Thank you.
Two very happy Jambos, Severin and Pressley. because Hearts won here at Easter Road tonight, and it's a sweet victory for them, isn't it, Charlie?
Yeah, very much so. I thought it was a very even match. Second half was scrappy, as Croc said. No real entertainment second half, but we got a passionate derby. Never disappoints in that category. But I think when Craig Levein changed it to a back three, I don't think it was initially the change that won them the game. But I think Ricardo Fuller, as Davey pointed, throughout the entire game, he's not really much of a partner. He's an individual. And I think it suits him to be more on his own and then everybody working around about him. This guy can create mayhem in anybody's penalty box. And I think it was a penalty. So they maybe didn't deserve to win at Hearts, but they have.
This is a sore one for Bobby, isn't it, and Hibs?
I don't think so much as for Bobby. I think Bobby would like to have obviously got a result in his first Edinburgh derby. And obviously the Sosie thing will still linger. That won't go away until next season. We know that. And he'll always be respected greatly by Hibs as a player, not as a coach, because he didn't get enough time to be judged. So, you know, time moves on. Bobby's had his first Edinburgh defeat. He won't feel pleasant about it. But I thought overall, it was a fair reflection, would have been a draw. But, you know, sometimes they go your way, sometimes they don't.
It's a busy Hearts side, Charlie, isn't it? They work hard for each other.
Well, it's lively, and they're still not consistent enough. And I think Craig Levein would look at them and say, some smashing youngsters. We've got guys who can produce goods at the right time. I mean, we've got Fuller. The big danger I have, Jim, and it's nothing to do with the focus that will be on where the TV rights and everything are going to go. They're going to find it hard to budget. They've got 6 players that are out of contract. As we said at half-time, Severin shouldn't be back there. He's too deep. That's what Naomi's saying. Get up to the halfway line and let me kick it along. Because of that, well, it's typical football. You know, I have to stress again, though, this is a young man with a bright future. And the reason I say it, and I'm confident in saying it, this is good areas. This is instinctive finishing. He will score 5-10 goals a season if he stay in these positions and look to steer balls into the goal, because he's got the physical attributes. He's got a work ethic in his head that says, I can work with a partner, I can probably work without, and I will scrap for you. So I think the all-round balance of what he's got, I think, tells me, it's just seeing him, I know it's his first main season, that he's got a bright future ahead. You can see him here.
He could have
sealed
it here, couldn't he?
Yeah, well, you know, there's every way that we have said, how many times have we said that Naomi keeps Hearts in games and gets some points, as vital as strikers are in getting goals. I mean, O'Connor does well. He brushes Presley. Presley can't get to him. And because he stays as tall as he can be for so long, you know, he's managing to get down and be agile. I mean, from that time, then Hearts started to create chances. Grunland, not the most creative player. He scraps a little, fights for you.
Yeah, he's industrious, isn't he?
Well, he is, but, you know, I mean, then Hibs started to make some daft decisions. Ormond here getting caught.
What about this? Did Fuller do the right thing? I mean...
Yeah, well, he's got to wait. He's got to wait, and he can only wait so long, Jim. And the two guys were never going to catch him. He's a lad who is individual. He will go, yeah, and I think Smith deserves credit, and Colgan, for that, because they kept him at bay. But Sloan does the right thing. He knocks it back in for a young man. Keep the pressure on. They get a little bit of good fortune. But I think the good fortune that comes Hearts' way was merited at this stage.
Yes.
You can see Hibs are scrambling. I thought they were at times. I have to say it yet again. I mean, Hibs always impressed me as a footballing side. Good passing, good movement, a lot of good youngsters, good industry. It's a nice balance there. I mean, this brought Hearts back, and I thought it deserved time because they pressed, they made better opportunities, have played neater and silkier football. But I just think Hibs, the defenders, again, I mean, Gary Smith, seasoned professional. It's a change of pace from Fuller, and I'll tell you what, this would have been some goal.
That would have been some goal,
It's absolutely beautifully struck.
He's so awkward, isn't he?
It's a change of pace.
Yes.
Davey pointed it again. Look at the change of pace. And it just shows the angle from the back just to appreciate it more. There's the pace.
How close was it? Let's see.
Well, it's bending away all the time.
Yeah,
I mean, Nick Colgan, absolutely no chance. But Smith and Caldwell played well enough tonight, Jim, but they're erratic. They still make rash decisions for me. I mean, this opportunity that came was a stupid mistake from Stefan Mahe, who for me, again, got caught on issues tonight that he didn't have to. Watch this. That's slack. I mean, that's laziness. And because of that, his area's the place that opens up, and De La Cruz really should have taken it.
He is a real hothead, is Mahe, isn't he?
Well, he can be. I mean, we've seen it in the Old Firm derbies, and he's getting involved in things tonight. But again, that is why Naomi's a good keeper, because he doesn't get beaten near post. Average keepers would have done. He keeps him in it. They fight again. Luna, well, I love the header. Look at Brebner. The left arm's up. He's convinced he's got the goal. He's just on. He's a big Hibs fan. Now watch him. He makes a good run into the box. Great header from Luna. Oh, I mean, it looks all the way. Naomi
was
watch his left
wrong.
hand here. Watch Brebner. He's convinced it's bending in. Watch your left hand. It's up. Oh, he's off. He could not believe that it didn't get in. And I don't think the Hibs fans could either. So this is what I say about it, reckless. You know, Smith with the first challenge. You've basically got one forward. Wales is busy, but he's wide right. First challenge is rash. Second challenge, you're taking a massive gamble in this game. Derby games, you're not really seeing much of a threat from Hearts. Back decision.
Penalty.
Young player, got a decent future. I know he's on loan, and I know Bobby would probably still want to take him, but that was a tremendously calm penalty in a tense situation. Presley, well, I think that might have been his first victory for Hearts. But I think overall, I don't think Hearts deserve to win, Jim, but that's the way Derby football goes. And I think Craig Levein will be delighted with the 3 points. Keeps him in the frame for the top 6.
A big win for Hearts here tonight. Bobby Williamson disconsolate walking up the tunnel there. Disappointment for him. Let's hear from him now. He's with David.
Bobby, what did you think of your first experience of the Edinburgh Derby?
Typical Derby match, a bit of a roller coaster. Got my nose in front and couldn't add to it. And I think if we'd have got a second, we could have maybe killed Hearts off. But credit to them, they came back in, got an equaliser at a good time, and then they got a penalty when I felt we could maybe have got one earlier.
That penalty award, the one you didn't get, how big an effect did that have then?
Well, you're just looking for decisions to go your way. In this occasion, it didn't. The Fallon Norman would have fell over when he was tackled, and we would have got a penalty, I'm sure. But the lad stayed on his feet, and you're still hoping that it doesn't necessarily have to be something to bring a player to ground before he's impeded to get a decision. We never got that, and you've just got to go on with it, and they get their decision, which was probably a correct one at that time. But disappointing from your point of view. I didn't think there was a lot separating the teams.
Did you feel as though that you had enough chances in that first half in particular to kill off the game?
Most definitely. We had plenty of chances, but we never took them. And you've really got to take your chances in this game, and we didn't, and we paid the price.
Is there any concern at all that you might be dragged back into what's happening below you?
I've not even looked at the table yet, to be honest with you. I don't know the rest of the results. Not bothered myself with that, but we'll have a look and we'll take stock and then look to build on next week.
After the first couple of games, when you got the victories, it's been a fantastic start for you, even though you've lost tonight, hasn't it?
Well, that's the most disappointing matter is we've lost a derby match tonight against Hearts. We know the fans are suffering, the players are too. They're in there and they're disappointed, they've let themselves down, let the fans down. We're losing the game, and I don't think we deserve to lose the game.
Bobby, thanks for your time.
Cheers.
Don't doubt Bobby, he and Hibs will be back, but it's Hearts night tonight here in the capital, and Stephen Presley showed real composure when he slot home that late penalty and how he celebrated. More reaction coming up.
With the World Cup looming, the selection process goes critical. England searching for the perfect 11. Will the Ericsson formula hold up under fire from the mighty Italians? A nationwide international, England v Italy coming soon, Sky Sports 2. Here's a great chance! At the same time, McCarthy's men stake their claim. What a start for Ireland! Calling on their battling spirit to put down the Great Danes. Fall International Football, Ireland v Denmark coming soon, Sky Sports 1.
60, 75, goes to 88. 35, 45, 65, 75, 88, 88, 88 again.
How are you going to take that lot with you? I'm not. I've already sold it on.
Wireless solutions from Compaq make it happen now. Compaq mobile access devices, services and partners put the power of your company's infrastructure into your hands wherever you are.
I only paid 250 quid for my holiday. How about you? Oh. Oh.
Don't go anywhere until you've been to Teletext Holidays on ITV1 page 200, the web, and interactive on your Sky remote.
Here at Easter Road, it was 2-1 to Hearts. A big win for Hearts tonight. Now, let me tell you this. The Hibernian goalkeeper, Nick Cogan, was summoned to referee Willie Young's room after the game, and he was given another caution for what's been described as aggressive behaviour. Now, that means he was effectively sent off, and another 3 points on his record, and he will now miss next week's match against Dundee United. What was he playing at, Charlie?
Well, he had to go at Ricardo Fuller for the penalty, and I think obviously he had a word saying that he thought he'd dived. I mean, he's wrong. He's absolutely wrong. And then I watched the final whistle, Jim, as the whistle was blowing at the end, and he made a B-run. I mean, the B-line run right for Fuller to have another go down the tunnel. I seen him having a little set, so I think Fuller was confused by it. And he continued that. I mean, stupidly, as you say, it ends up being a red card, and he's bang wrong. I mean, that's as simple
as that. And he drops his side in it. I mean, why don't they learn?
Well, I don't know why he seems to think that Fuller's died in that situation. I mean, it's a clear-cut penalty, not only just from the different angles we've convinced everybody, but I think even from the gantry that we're standing here tonight, you can see it's a stone waller, so stupid.
Absolutely. Let's have a look at the goals as they came tonight here at Easter Road. And it was a great start for Hibs, wasn't it?
It was a tremendous start for them. I mean, the mistake from Severin, and as you can see, I mean, they attack it well here, but watch your corner. It's what I say about youngsters watching. You know, you look at that, it's instinctive.
Yes.
You don't go for power, you just go for steer. It's positional knowledge, and you just, when you get into these places, McCoy's made an absolute dream living out of that because he could do these things. The best strikers in the business, that is an area that the majority of them pick up.
Now, Davy Probin made Scott Severin man of the match tonight. You agree with that, first of all, yeah?
I thought it was close between him and Presley. I thought also John O'Neill was outstanding for Hibs.
But Severin scored a great goal, didn't he?
Yeah, and I think maybe that's why Davy thought that he maybe nicked it. You know, you can see, I think Sloan does ever so well. This is a young guy playing his first derby, knocked it back into pressure pot, and it's a great strike. I mean, we don't know whether Nick Cogan would have got it, probably would have. It wouldn't have taken a little deflection off Orman. You can see he knows his body's in front of him, and he's trying to steer it right into that back corner. That's a lovely angle, watch this. I mean, it's going in that far corner, and he gets a little nick off Orman's knee, left knee. I mean, you can see them scrambling here, Hibs. There's a little touch. And no chance for Cogan, but it was a lovely strike.
And there and then, though, they hauled themselves back into this game, didn't they?
I think deservedly so, Jim. As I said, that Hibs played nice, attractive football. Bobby would have been pleased with that. More of a balanced look about them. But Hearts had the better opportunities.
Well, Cogan, Charlie, threw a wobbler, as we now know, about the penalty. But, I mean, how could it not be a penalty kick?
No, it's a clear penalty. I mean, Caldwell's got the timing wrong. Fuller, as you can see, his touch. I mean, there's a first-rise challenge. Watch his touch.
Yes, yeah.
The touch is so cute. And that tells you that he can't dive, you know, and this is the best angle of all. You can see he's taking both ankles. He gets the right ankle and then the left. Stonewall penalty. Why Nick Cogan wants to disagree with that, I will never know.
And Stephen Presley, I mean, he kept a cool head. This was a real pressure spot kick, wasn't it?
Well, I think more so than that. I mean, half the Hearts fans didn't turn up tonight and they'd be disappointed now. But
yes.
This skipper, feeling tension, not had a good result at Easter Road yet in his Hearts days. This was wonderful composure, I have to say. This is a lad who is a naturally gifted defender and I think should be a certainty to maybe get a game in France. He's playing so well this season. I think he's very consistent. That's a quality penalty.
Do you feel he's underrated, Stephen Presley?
No, I don't think he's underrated, Jim, because when you play at a level that he's playing at, you're merited by that. And if your team is inconsistent, you're labelled with that. That is unfortunately part and parcel of the game. You play for the bigger clubs, the Rangers, the Celtic, you get a better profile, yes. But he's been at Rangers before, didn't really break through, it didn't happen for him. Now he's at a stage of his career where I think he's composed about himself, he's professional, his approach to the game. I think at the moment, no matter how we're going to advance in the international scene, I think Presley's got a large part to play in that. I think he's matured very well, and I think he's got great respect in the game now. He used to be a little bit rash, a little bit angry at times, but I think now he's very, very composed, and I think Presley should be a starter in France.
Well, Charlie, his manager, Craig Levein, was a Scotland defender of some considerable note. Let's hear from him now. He's with David.
Craig, that was Hearts' second derby win in 13 matches. Was it worth the wait?
Well, I want to forget about the previous 13 games. I think that I just want to talk about today. I'm so thrilled for everybody connected with the club. I think that it was a tight match and we expected that, but to go behind so early and show so much character to come back in and finally win the game, I just can't praise the players highly enough.
There was a blunder before the corner leading to Hibernian's goal. Did you feel as though at that point it might not be your night?
Well, these things are sent to try, aren't they? You know, it was a test for us how we came back from that. It was a mistake, a lack of communication, whatever you want to call it, and both players must share part of the blame. But, you know, we showed tremendous character, as I say, to lose a goal away from home in such an important match, to get back into the game, and then to come on and win the game. I mean, I'm pleased with myself, of course, for the players and for the supporters. They waited a long time for it, and certainly enjoyed the celebrations.
Now, after that mistake, Scott Severin scored an equaliser and won the Bank of Scotland SPL Man of the Match award. It would have been easy for him to hide, wouldn't it, after the mistake?
Well, he's not that type of player, he's not that type of person, and he scored a smashing goal, and he had his hands full today with Craig Brewster, who caused us a lot of problems in previous games. But I thought Scott did a very good job on him. He's such a versatile player, and I'm pleased for him. I think he probably deserved the Man of the Match award.
Do you feel sorry for him that Bertie Volks wasn't at this game tonight to see him?
I'm sure better have set his tape.
What does this result do for Hearts now? Do you now feel as though it could launch you into some sort of European challenge?
Well, you know, I've said before, if you're not in the top 6, you can't get into Europe. It's still a tall order for us, to be honest with you. But, you know, we're going to give it everything we've got. And we'll think about that in the future. Tonight we'll just enjoy a glass of wine, I think.
You won a few games in the derby as a player. What does it feel like to win for the first time as manager?
Well, it's more pressure, obviously, because once the game starts as a player, you forget about everything else other than just concentrating on the game, and you can affect the game. As a manager, sometimes you feel helpless, and that's why you've got to rely on your players showing the strength of character that our players did today.
Craig, enjoy that wine.
Okay, thank you.
He will. Let's recap the results then from the Bank of Scotland Scottish Premier League today. Aberdeen 1, Dunfermline 0. Celtic 1, Dundee United 0. Dundee 2, Motherwell 0. And Hibs 1, Hearts 2, and Kilmarnock 1, Livingston 1. Now that means Celtic are now 6 points from the Championship. Aberdeen are now 3rd above Livingston, and Hearts are back in the top 6 above Kilmarnock in 5th place. Those two are favourites to claim the last 2 places in the top 6, and only Dunfermline can do anything about that. Defeat for Hibs and Motherwell today mean that St Johnstone live to fight another week. So Charlie, Killie and Hearts favourites. Do you see it working out that way?
I think Hearts will go through now. I still think there's a little bit of difficulty for Kelly because obviously they've got to go to Ibrox. And Dunfermline have got a bit of work to do. I think they're away to Dundee.
Yeah.
They're now gone. But, well, you asked me about 4 weeks ago and I said it would be Hearts and Kelly. I'm standing by that. I'm going for Dunfermline to struggle.
These are the logistics. If Kilmarnock get a point at Ibrox on Wednesday, they're in the top 6. If Hearts get a point against St Johnstone on Saturday, they're in the top 6, and you have to fancy Hearts to do that.
I think Hearts are done now. The lift they'll get from the derby will be enough to get them going through to get to the top 6. I have to say, I mean, I know it's a bit of an issue still in Scotland for us all for the clubs to get there because a little bit of prestige to make that top 6, but it's worthless at the end of the day. I don't even think there's great finance in it.
But there's a battle on, isn't there, for the top 6 places?
Yes, it is because of the simple fact of prestige, Jim. But I mean, when it comes to it, the Championship will be over by probably the first game of the split, which we will have live, no doubt, when Celtic win it at home. So, you know, it's okay making it, and it's nice to finish in the top 6. But the same damage inside, you know, you look at Dundee, who just missed out on it last season, have probably just missed out, or have just missed out on it again. Yeah, they're refreshing, they're entertaining, but they can't make this. I mean, what does it really tell you? Is it just down to finance because you can meet Celtic and Rangers in the last run-in? So, by that time, the Championship's over.
I mean, you're not a fan of the split then?
Well, tell me how it works properly then, I'll maybe be a fan of it. There's been no importance, not any significance in the 2 years we've had it. Forget it.
He doesn't like it, viewers. What pleases you about this Hearts side?
The youth, the energy that they've got. You know, they've got a young manager. I was a lovely note I thought of David Moyes yesterday getting the Everton job, and he said, I'm a young manager and there's lots of young players who will be given opportunity at Everton to take it forward together. That is the formation and how to build a club. And I thought that was a lovely line for a young manager. Levine's trying to do that. He doesn't have the funds to do it, but you can see the signs can be there. He's going to give the youth its chance. I think more and more Scottish teams are doing that, quite rightly so, because they understand the financial problems that they're inheriting in terms of some of the European players are stars and some don't give us the quality that the money deserves.
But let me ask you straight, are Hibs or Hearts, are either of them capable of winning something? As things stand right now,
no.
With the players that they've got?
No, I don't think there's very many clubs out with the Old Firm. It depends how keen the Old Firm are on it. Celtic were desperate to get the treble again, and Rangers put them out the semi-final. They're desperate because they've got a new manager to get their hands on 2 trophies. They're still in the 2 cup competitions. No disrespect to Partick Thistle now United. I'm anticipating an Old Firm Cup final and a Tennant Scottish Cup final. So, you know, that's to be expected. It might change, but, you know, that's the way I'm going. So, no, it all depends on Celtic and Rangers. And Celtic and Rangers have the need to go and win things. They will win them.
What does Bobby have to do here, though, at Easter Road to get this place really going?
I think he's maybe only 2 or 3 players away, Jim. I think that Bobby's used to a tight budget. It's not always been a lot of money thrown Bobby's way. I think he's got the basis of some good players. But I would have to say, and I said that when Alec McLeish was here, I think Hibs have to build from the back. It's not the individual picking of Gary Smith and Colwell or others. I think you have to build from the back and get a unit. The organisation will then start to be attractive. They've not got a lot to do, and I think next year they will improve.
OK, Charlie, thanks. Well, that's it from Easter Road, but there's lots more still to come tonight here on Sky Sports. Following us on Sky Sports 1, it's Barcelona against Real Madrid. They don't get bigger, do they? Then from 10:30 on Sky Sports 2, highlights of the first cricket test between New Zealand and England. On Sky Sports 3, live coverage of the 3rd day of the Bay Hill Invitational. And over on Sky Sports Extra, live tennis, the semi-finals of the ATP Masters from Indian Wells. And just a reminder that we're back on Tuesday from 7 o'clock on Sky Sports 1 with our next live match from the Bank of Scotland Scottish Premier League, and it should be a good one. It's from Fir Park, and it's Motherwell against Martin O'Neill's Celtic, the champions-elect, many would say. Here at Easter Road, it was a decent Edinburgh derby, and Hearts won it against the odds, 2-1. Hope you enjoyed it. From us, bye-bye.
Bye now.
Never made it as a wise man. I couldn't cut it as a poor man stealing. Tired of living like a blind man. I'm sick aside without a sense of feeling. And this is how you remind me. This is how